Okay, preparation for Shavuot. We spoke in the past about going to Yeshiva Tesder. We spoke about whether it's better to go to Yeshiva Charedit, where you learn all day Torah, or it's better to go to Yeshiva Tesder, where you learn and they train you also to be prepared to fight in the army. Today we'll speak about going to Yeshiva that also has a university in it, like Yeshiva University. What is called in Israel Yeshiva Tichonit. What's the difference between that and a regular yeshiva? In a regular yeshiva, also they teach English subjects, but over there they don't put the emphasis. You learn Torah all day, and they give you a couple of hours of English, math, science, and they don't put the emphasis to the point that they don't train you for profession. Rather, the focus is to be a Talmid Chacham. The focus is on the Torah. And Yeshiva Tichonit, Yeshiva University is the opposite. You learn a little bit Torah, just to have a little bit knowledge of what Gemara is, what Mishnah is, a little bit Machshevet Israel. But the emphasis is that you should have a profession. You should come out to be a das. So in Yeshiva University, for instance, the one that's running it, his title is Rabbi Doctor, right? That's what it is. And they glorify themselves that 98% of the graduates find a job within 6 months. That you could see right away on their website, right? In yeshiva, regular yeshiva, that would be a tremendous failure. If 1% goes to work within 6 months, that's a failure. That's not the goal of such a yeshiva. Okay, but before we speak about that, let's speak about what Rav Elchanan Wasserman brings in his Sefer, in Kovetz Arot in the back. He has a section called Agadot al pi derech hadash, al pi derech apshat. And over there, he deals with the question of going to university. Are you allowed, are you permitted to go to university to learn a profession? So he, first of all, puts it into guidelines. If you're learning over there divrei minut, means to say some of the subjects are pikorsut. They teach you that the world is 3 billion years, right? Or they teach you about other things that are considered to be a pikorsut. So that's not permitted, because it says in the Torah, "Lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem." What does it mean? There's two isurim over here. "Lo taturu acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem." We say every day in Shema. What's the difference between enechem, levavchem, and enechem? So the Rishonim explains, you can see this on the Chinuch, on Sefer HaChinuch. Levavchem means minut, which means a person that learns and his heart follows inyanei minut, which means apikorsut. The model of apikorsut in Chazal, in the Gemara, whenever the Chazal speak about min, Rashi says, Yeshu anotzri v'talmidav, which means Christianity is the symbol of minut, but not only anything that is in violation of the 13 yesodot that the Rambam brings down. That is that one that doesn't believe in one of those 13 ikarim is considered to be a min. Okay, and we explain, we gave shiurim about what's a min, what's a pikorsut in length. That's the difference between min and a pikors. But whatever it is, lo taturu acharei levavchem is a person that his heart follows ideas of a pikorsut or minut, and he has to right away stop going that route in his mind. Lo taturu acharei einechem, that's already considered living a life of te'avot. Some people that all day chase te'avot, their life is all about te'avot ha'olam hazeh, that is a violation of lo taturu acharei einechem. Okay? And minut, if they teach minut over there, it will be a violation, and one is not allowed to go to such classes. And we need to know that the Gemara in Avodah Zarah Kaf Gimel says, Kaf Zayin says, that minut mashcha, minut has a pull, a strong pull, like a magnet. When you hear minut, it's very, very interesting. You want to hear more and more and more. That's the nature of minut. So a person must be very careful when it comes down to it. More than that, in Avodah Zarah, the Rambam brings down in Perek Bet of Avodah Zarah, he brings the following. He says the following: Sfarim rabim chivru of the Avodah Zarah ba'avodata. There's a lot of books that were written about how to worship Avodah Zarah. Ech ikar avodata, how to worship, ma mishpata u'maasea, all the laws of Avodah Zarah, which means if you want to know about Avodah Zarah, you can go into any public library and they have plenty of it, and the main one is the New Testament. ציוונו הקדוש ברוך הוא שלא לקרוא באותם ספרים כלל. הקדוש ברוך הוא commanded us, these are the words of the Rambam, הקדוש ברוך הוא commanded us not to read in those books at all. לא נערער בה ולא נדבר ולא בדבר מדבריה. We should not think about it. We should not have הרהור about it. We should not think about it. ואפילו להסתכל בדמות הצורה אסור. Even to look at things that are Avodah Zarah, presenting the Avodah Zarah, such as idols of the Avodah Zarah, that's not permitted. שנאמר, אל תפנו אל האלילים. Your heart should not follow the Avodah Zarah. ובעניין הזה נאמר, ופן תדרוש לאלוהים לאמורך, יעבדו. Don't follow with your heart thinking of how do they worship it? How do they do the Avodah? שלא תשאל, says the Rambam, what's his definition of the pasuk? שלא תשאל על דרך עבודתה איך הוא. Don't ask and acquire and read and learn and go to university that teaches how the avodah is, how the worship should go about. ואף על פי שאין אתה עובדה, you're not intending at all to be עובד עבודה זרה. Still it's אסור, שדבר זה גורם לך להתפנות אחריהם ולעשות כמו שהם עושים, שנאמר ועשה כן גם אני. That's again, it's a pool. Even עבודה זרה has a pool. So Chanan Wasserman says, he has this idea in a couple of places, not only here, that minut is worse than avodah zarah. If avodah zarah is asur, kal vachomer minut is asur. Where do we know that? For a few places. One example, that we can give is that a person that violates avodah zarah, you judge him in a bed din. You take him to bed din. You have to bring edim. He has to be atra'ah, the warning, witnesses. It's a whole process in order to punish him. But minut doesn't need any of that. Minut, he gets punished on the spot without trial. So therefore, minut is worse than avodah zarah. And if avodah zarah, you're not allowed to read and learn and acquire of how to worship the avodah zarah, read the books and go to classes, definitely one is not allowed to go to places that would teach him minut. Okay? That's one issue. So let's say the university you're going to would not have any classes of minut, if there's such a thing. Let's say there's such a thing. Still, it's asur to connect with nochrim. You're not allowed to connect with omot ha'olam. Why? The Rambam says, אין הולכים בחוקות הגויים, ולא מדמים להם. We spoke about this in the past, the איסור of בחוקותיהם לא תלכו. And he says, ולא במלבושם, ולא בשיער כיוצא בהם, שנאמר, ישמר לך פן תנקש אחריהם. So you're not allowed to follow their laws because you might do and behave like them. Even more so, says Rabbi Chanan, if you are friendly with them, if you're friendly with people that it's asur to imitate and have their ideas and have their ways of life, you become friendly with them, your classmates, you go to lunch together and you talk together and you share ideas together, that would be a violation. So let's say there's no such thing. You're in a place that doesn't have not the isur of minut and not the isur of associating with the goyim. So then it depends what you're learning for. If you're learning just in order to acquire knowledge, you want to broaden your horizons, you want to know about different topics, you don't want to become a doctor or anything else, a lawyer or an architect. No, that's not you have a good profession already, you have a job or whatever, you're not in a need. Why are you going over there? You want to learn. You want to be more educated. Says Rav Elchanan, that's asur. The only time you can learn other things than Torah is when you have a purpose, when you have a goal, when you have an agenda in order for you to make a living or other agenda. Like for instance, a person that learns to become a doctor or to become a nurse in order to work in Hatzalah. But you have an agenda. You're not learning lishma for the knowledge. It's exactly the opposite from Torah. Just like Torah, you have to learn Torah lishma, you have to learn Torah without any purpose. When you learn Torah, the Chachamim tell us that the main purpose, the end result should be lishma, which means you're learning not to become a rabbi, so people should give you honor, or you should get a salary, or any of those things, but rather lishma, just for the purpose of Torah. So just like a person should learn Torah lishma, he should learn all other subjects shelo lishma, which for the purpose, for an exterior purpose, not for the knowledge itself, but for other reasons. So therefore, if you're learning for all other reasons, and you're really learning in order to become something, to get a profession, that would be fine, provided that it's not a place that would teach you minut, apikorsut, or be mitchaber leumot haolam. So therefore, when it comes to learn for parnasa, that could be also a mitzvah. For example, the Gemara in Shabbat Kufnun says that poskim b'Shabbat al hatinok lelamdo umanut. You teach a tinok, you teach kids professions. It says v'asafta deganecha. The Gemara in Brachot Lamedei says aneg b'hem minag derech eretz. A person should learn to. A person should work in his life in order to get parnasa. But over here we come into the question of what's more correct, to go to a yeshiva and learn all-time Torah, or to spend your time also in a place that would teach you a profession. And this is a question that we found by the Sefer of Chacham Ovadia, Chaveh Dat, in Chelek Gimel. He says in Ayin Hey, he says that the Gemara says in Kiddushin, in the end of Kiddushin, that Maniach ani kol amanut shebaolam, ואין אני מלמד את בני אל התורה. These are the words of Rabbi Nehorai, which is Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir says that I'm not going to teach my son any profession. I want to teach my son only Torah. So Chacham Ovadia asks, but 1 minute, it's a contradiction from many places. Like for instance, it says in Avot, Mishnah, in Perek Bet, Mishnah Bet, it says over there that a person should learn Torah, יפה התורה עם דרך ארץ, שהגיעת שניהם משכחת עוון. A person should learn Torah while he's also working. So you have to have a job also. You should not call Torah שאין עמה מלאכה, סופה בטלה וגוררת עוון. So a Torah without a profession, without work, is not a good thing. It's a minor, it's a negative thing. So how does it work that Rabbi Nehorai says, no, my son is not going to do any profession, nothing, I only teach him Torah, I want him to learn only Torah. So Chacham Ovadia answers over there that it depends on the child. If your child is such that he could succeed in learning, if he learns in yeshiva, you see bracha from your child, definitely you should take him to that route, and don't teach him any other profession, because you should rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu that such a child would get everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has, all the blessing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has, he would give your child. Don't worry about it. You should have bitachon, as the Rambam says, that in the end of Shemitah ve'Yovlin, that lo shevet Levi bilvad, anybody that his heart wants and desire to learn Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would provide everything for him. So according to Chacham Ovadia, he comes out and he says that it depends. If your child is not successful in yeshiva, you should get a profession for him. That is the answer that Chacham Ovadia says, and Rav Moshe Feinstein was asked the same thing. Rav Moshe Feinstein in Grot Moshe was asked about this idea of going to such places, and he also comes out the same idea more or less. It was asked by a far place. It wasn't a place in New York, a different state. But he ends up saying that the rabbi over there, the Mara Deatra, which is a Talmid Chacham, should evaluate and see if really the kids that would go to learn Torah while they're learning also a profession, that would not ruin them, that would not destroy their Yiddishkeit, the Emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the dedication to Torah, and so on. He should have that say on that and decide. But otherwise, Rav Moshe writes in a different tshuva that going to university, he goes terribly against it, and he says that it's asur for many reasons. He quotes over there few reasons. One reason is that eventually he would imitate and become like the goyim, and that something that will pull his heart. And he brings over there multiple reasons one should take a look at all these things inside. Chazak Baruch.